Good evening. I'd like to call the City of Mount Vernon City Council meeting for September 8, 2021 to order. The time is now 7:03. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right, item C is the roll call of council members. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Beaton?
Here.
Councilmember Brocksmith?
Here.
Councilmember Correas?
Here.
Councilmember Hudson?
Is excused this evening?
Councilmember Holst?
Is also excused this evening?
Councilmember Molinar?
Here.
Councilmember Morales?
Here.
All right, thank you. Under consent agenda, we have items A, B, C, and D. This is minutes, payroll checks, wire transfers, claims, and an agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Melissa and a second by Gary. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Under committee reports tonight, our first up is our Public Works and Library Committee, and that's Councilmember Gary Molinar. Gary.
We opened up the Public Works and Library Committee tonight at 6 o'clock. After the approval and corrections of a minor detail in the minutes, we moved into a classification and compensation study for salaries. We haven't done that in probably 20 years, and Matt Weatherby gave us the salary scale that was one of, like I said, one of the first in 20 years, and kind of gave an intro into that, and which we will use in further discussions down the road. Next up, Blaine Chesterfield gave us some information that Skagit County Flood Awareness Week is of October 11th through the 15th. Keys city staff will be attending this. The city staff has inspected the flood wall and stop log components, and everything is looking good, and we will probably do a dry run prior to flood season just to the north of commercial cold storage. There's one little slough off kind of by the bank near Lions Park and Blade RV. Dike District 3 and our Army Corps of Engineers will be planning to repair this sloughing of the dike right there during a flood prediction. The Army Corps of Engineers will be determining whether to move forward with that repair. Staff is currently working with the Skagit County Health Department to develop a regional source control program. This is dealing with different businesses that have the potential to cause some harm to drainage and hazardous waste in our communities. So they'll be starting up that. Both the quantity and quality of stormwater facility vegetation maintenance has been affected this summer by, we've had some real equipment issues, and obviously with COVID and some of the seasonal staffing. But overall, I think the city's done a great job in trimming and cutting the grass in these sites. Next up, project updates. Chris Phillips gave us the Freeway Drive project. It has been delayed due to an unexpected long lead time in the stormwater pipe, and it is the first major part of the project to be installed, so we have to delay that. Probably, hopefully, it would be September 27th when we could possibly get that going. Other than sidewalks and paving, which will be delayed until next spring, the majority of the project will be completed this year. Our maintenance shop canopy project is 90% complete. If you drive by, you can see the nice covering they're going to have. The electrical and lighting and rear wall is left to complete. Street paving is nearly complete. Currently, manholes and water valves are being raised. Permanent striping is likely to be delayed until 2022 due to a shortage of paint. But our city will maintain long-term temporary striping through this delay that is coming our way. Next, Isaac Huffman gave us on a library update. October, we will be returning to Saturday services, and hopefully by December, return to a full-time schedule. Status updates for critical projects were provided for the RFID and school district cards. What else did we do here? Isaac then shared some highlights on the progress towards 100% design on the new Library Commons project and the foundation and next steps and staffing updates. Some of the staffing updates have been very hard because it's just really hard to hire people right now. We've had quite a few people come through, but not a lot of people that, how do you say this, want to work. So anyway, we are trying to fill all those positions as quickly as possible. And then we close the meeting around at 7 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Gary. Item 2 on our agenda is our Public Safety Committee report, but that would be by Councilmember Mark Holst, who is not here tonight. So I'm going to ask the clerk if you'd please make a note to put that on the next council meeting agenda. I am not able to talk tonight. That'd be great. Thank you. All right, next up, item B is our community comments. And so first up is a review of emails from the public. I'm going to ask Peter Donovan to present those community comments if there are any.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, there is one community comment. Council, good to see you this evening. You had one email sent to council@mountvernon.gov that I will read tonight. Dear ladies and gentlemen, the City Council needs to be looking into the trains blowing their safety horns at all hours of the night. This has got to reduce the residential property value of much of Mount Vernon. I have researched this subject and found other cities have instituted a quiet zone. It allowed the trains to travel through a city without blowing their horns. It is unbelievable that trains can travel all hours of the day and night while traveling through the center of Mount Vernon. If a citizen stood in their own driveway in the middle of the night and blew an air horn multiple times, they would be arrested for disturbing the peace. Yet trains do it hourly. The trains cross 10 roads: Hogue, College Way, Riverside, Fur, Montgomery, Kincaid, Section, Blackburn, Peterson, Hickox, while traveling through Mount Vernon. The horns can be heard several miles away, and on certain evenings can be heard in wards 1, 2, and 3. Train travel during the day is not as much of a problem, but traveling during the night is a major problem. Try sleeping with the trains blowing their horns multiple times at every street crossing. Please look into this problem that impacts all of the city of Mount Vernon and look for a solution. Thank you for your time, citizen of Mount Vernon, Ward 2, Leon Ware. That's the only comment.
Thank you, Peter. Item B2 tonight is public comment. So if there's anyone here in the audience that would like to make a comment, you're welcome to step to the podium at this time. If you would please state your name and city of residence for the record, and comments around 3 minutes or so.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Richard Boyer. I live at 310 South 9th Street in Mount Vernon, and I'm just coming off eye surgery, so you're a bit on the fuzzy side tonight. And I apologize if I have a reaction to that. I'm here to talk about, you recently, this august body passed yet another tax on the citizens of Mount Vernon in the form of a sales tax. Now, I don't know any citizen, certainly not this one, that was contacted by any member of this organization or this group and asked if they wanted that tax applied to them. And I don't believe that if I searched a long ways, I would find any who were asked if they wanted to. Now, if you were asked, you would probably say you were a representative government. And when you apply taxes like that, that's about as far from representative government as you can get without sailing off the edge of the world. But that's an argument for another time. I'm here tonight to ask you to set up a voucher system for the citizens of Mount Vernon who are single-family property owners that would allow them to access that at their will, and some of the money that's going to be coming from this tax to be used for those citizens. Those are the citizens, I would remind you, that have, for over the years, have paid the salaries of city employees, bought fire trucks, created parks, maintain the roads through their taxes and the things that they do in this city. So it's time for the city to be giving back to the people who have paid the bills over and over and over again. I think a reasonable figure would be a voucher for $1,000, but I think most people would settle for $600 or $700. So I am asking you to set up a voucher system using some of the money you're going to gain from this tax that can be accessed by citizens of Mount Vernon. Specifically, if it was given to me, I would use it to help pay my property taxes, because if you don't quit ladling on taxes, you're going to have a much bigger homeless problem than you have now, because you're just going to tax us out of our homes. I thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you, Richard. All right, any other public comment tonight? You're welcome to step to the podium. All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on with our agenda. And the next up is item C, which is council member comments. Any council member comments tonight? Okay, seeing none, there is no mayor's report prepared. Item E is a committee agenda request. Any committee agenda requests? We do have one outstanding, and that's for an update on the noise ordinance from Councilmember Hudson, so we'll be putting that on a committee soon. Okay, there is no unfinished business tonight. Item A under new business is the appointment of a planning commission member. And so our development services director, Chris Phillips, is here to introduce this item for us.
Hi, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. This evening, I'm here to see if the Council will confirm the Mayor's appointment of Andrew Vanderstoep to a vacant position on the Planning Commission. The appointment will fill a vacant position on the Planning Commission whose term will expire on the 31st of December 2021. Andrew has viewed a Planning Commission. He's gone to a meeting, has also completed a lot of the work that's required online for his position, should you approve. And we didn't scare him away by having the shoreline master plan provided to him. So I wanted to check after he saw that he was still willing to come forward and serve the city, and he has. So again, Council, I'm just asking if the Council will confirm the appointment of Andrew Vanderstoep to the Planning Commission at this time.
All right, any questions for Chris on this? I do have to say I'm very excited for council to approve Andrew. He is a very impressive young man who I've gotten to know a little bit. He went through the IBEW Electrical Apprentice Program, which is here in Mount Vernon, and then joined a tour that I took part in, and really informed me of what a resource that is in our community. He's done well for himself, and so and expressed an interest to be involved, and so I'm really grateful he's willing to serve.
Well, with that, I'd like to make a motion for my friend and neighbor, Andrew, for the Planning Commission.
Second, please.
Wonderful. So a motion by Richard and a second by Iris. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. And Andrew is here this evening, so I think we'd love to make it official, and we're welcoming his friends and loved ones for this occasion. So I'll come down there. If Andrew, you want to come this way?
And with an email that says Andrew the Dutch, it doesn't get any better than that.
Even though he might be local, if you see that.
This is his neighbor?
All right.
Oh, I know
So what we'll do is
him. You know
we do
Papa,
an
but
oath of
I
office
know
to fulfill
who he
this position, and then I'm hoping that maybe after a few months you'll want to re-up, and so we'll do another one for another appointment.
Wonderful.
So at this point, I'll have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Andrew Vanderstoep,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of the state of Washington,
of the state of Washington.
and that I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge
perform and discharge
the duties of Mount Vernon Planning Commission member.
one more word, I'm sorry.
The duties of
The duties of
Mount Vernon Planning Commission member.
Mount Vernon Planning Commission member.
Got it. for the city of Mount Vernon
for the city of Mount Vernon,
in and for the county of Skagit,
in and for the county of Skagit,
state of Washington,
state of Washington,
according to law,
according to law,
to the best of my ability and understanding.
to the best of my ability and understanding.
Congratulations.
Thank you
And
so
thank
much.
Sign here and here, and I'll give you my big.
I hope his roommates and loved ones realize all the stimulating, fascinating conversations you're going to have now in the evenings, hearing about the Planning Commission of Mount Vernon.
Well, thank you all for
And
that.
you-
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
All right, it's always wonderful to welcome people into serving the public, so thank you again, Andrew. All right, item B tonight is the approval of agreements, and this is for the City Hall and Police Court Campus Emergent HVAC Equipment Replacement. Chris Phillips is here for this item. Chris.
Hi, thanks, Mayor. City Council, earlier this year, you appropriated funding for needed City Hall and Police Court campus HVAC equipment as follows: through the APRA expenditure of $522,000, and then you also authorized an emergent general fund expenditure of $100,000 to replace the air conditioning in the room that we're currently in. City staff was able to utilize a cooperative contracting agreement to significantly reduce the cost of these purchases. If you recall in the past, when we have gone out for HVAC equipment, we've gone through the RFP process. I mean, we literally have waited months in order to go ahead and get these systems installed and procured. By using cooperative contracting, we've been able to reduce that to weeks. If it wasn't for the holiday, I would have been before you 2 weeks ago with this. So extremely excited about being able to save the city $110,000 that hopefully you will reappropriate into the facilities maintenance management, because I got another $100,000 I'm sure I could put towards that $15 million deficit that we have for other equipment. But again, before you, I've broken down each one of the line items of equipment as well as attached the contracts for those. I'm looking or requesting that the council authorize the mayor or her designee representative to sign the Siemens City Hall and Police Court Campus HVAC equipment contracts.
All right, questions for Chris on this particular item?
I feel like we've been talking about this for an awful long time. Chris, just for the folks that are at home, can you let them know where the funding is coming from?
Oh, yes, from APRA expenditure, that was the $522,000 that was already authorized by council when the mayor brought that I guess probably about a month ago on that.
And the acronym is?
American Recovery and, ARPA, American, where's Doug when we need him?
The rescue plan.
So federal
That's right.
federal money, federal rescue plan that provided about $9.5 million for the city over a 3-year period where the city has to expend them by the end of calendar year 2024
So this is
for the public.
not a tax increase whatsoever.
Not a tax increase.
All right.
Nothing associated. This is money that has been provided by our federal government as to address the COVID issue that we have.
I should say not a local tax increase.
No. not like that.
All right, well, with that, I'll make a motion that council authorize the mayor to sign this Simon's agreement for City Hall and the Police Court Campus. Sorry about that.
All right, motion by Melissa and a second by Juan. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries, thank you. Thank you, Chris. Item C is the acceptance of an art donation, and we have Jennifer Berner, our Parks and Enrichment Services Director, here to present the item. Jennifer.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm excited to be before you this evening, bringing you some new art for the city again. So our residents, Hal and Hella Lee, are interested in donating 4 pieces of art sculpture to the city. I presented this at our last Parks update in August, and the pictures are there in your packet. There are 2 beavers and 2 otters They are all 1/4-inch thick cast bronze, varying in size, right around that 50-pound, 35 to 50-pound weight. They will be able to be anchored to wherever it is that they will be actually placed. Hal and Hella are asking that they could be placed somewhere along the Riverwalk Plaza area. We don't have the exact locations selected yet. We were going to meet with Public Works and make sure any locations that we chose were not going to impede with anything having to do with the flood wall or any issues along that lines. And then we were going to have Hal and Hella meet some of the arts commissioners out there and figure out some locations for these 4 different art pieces. So at this point, if you have your approval this evening, they will move forward with purchasing the art pieces, and then we will enter into a artist agreement, which you guys have seen in the past and is in your packet. And so the artist agreement is something that the donors sign as well as the artists sign, and it allows us to actually, it articulates the intellectual property for these art pieces as well, so we can put them in our brochures and we can use them for advertising and such. So our city attorney has negotiated that with the artist. They are in line with, he's worked that out with them, and so it's all pretty much ready to go, just awaiting your approval this evening. So if there's any questions, more than happy to answer those for you, and we're just, staff is recommending that council accept these 4 art pieces, and then authorizing the mayor to enter into the artist agreement. Oh, and the Arts Commission has viewed these at their last Art Commission meeting, and they unanimously accepted them for a recommendation to council.
All right, questions for Jennifer on this? All right.
All right, well, I'll make a motion that council accept the 4 proposed art sculptures and authorize the mayor to enter into an artist agreement.
Second.
Great, motion by Melissa, I heard a second from Iris. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries, thank you. And just so thrilled that Hal and Hella Lee have been so generous, and the pieces they've donated to the city are just exquisite, and we're just thrilled that they would like to continue that, so.
Thank the Lees for sure for their generosity.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
With that, we have completed our agenda items. I'll ask our city attorney if there's a need for an executive session this evening.
No executive session, Mayor.
All right, then with that, we'll be adjourned out of our council meeting at 7:23.
And then
Do you want to break?